Small players, and happy Wednesday. I forgot to say happy November yesterday, so with a delay, happy November. This morning we have very few results on the scanner, which, as you guys know, we talk about this often, doesn't really mean anything. As a matter of fact, for the past 2 days, we've had a lot of scanner results in the morning, and we were able to do a lot of technical analysis, but then after bell, the mornings were very boring. It would take around until 10:30 for an obvious stock to really present itself and for us to really start making bigger trades. So I am actually never too nervous when there's very few things on scanner, because that makes it more possible that there's going to be one obvious stock for the day that every trader is going to be looking at, and we know for sure the attention will be there and the setups have a higher chance of working out because other traders are looking at it. At the end of the day, if you guys don't know this, if I've never told you this, technical analysis is really a self-fulfilling prophecy. It only works because traders think that it works. If every trader thinks that the stock is going to squeeze on break above 3, then you're going to have short bias traders putting their stop losses right above 3. You're going to have long bias breakout traders buying a break above 3. All of these events are going to really cause it to squeeze, because it's going to load up buy orders there. So the key component here is you need people to be looking at it. And when there's less things on the scanner, then there's less things to choose from and a higher probability that the setups that you're looking at are also watched by other traders. The first stock on the scanner is SNOA. This one has this key level of 285-ish. Yeah, what is it? 285. Big flat top yesterday in the after hours session, and it's trying to consolidate now there for a bounce. I personally would not trade that reversal setup because the EMA 20 is right above that and it's descending very heavily, so that's going to be big resistance. I don't have to fight that trend. Also, something to note, we didn't trade the stock yesterday. It doesn't look like it had a lot of volume on the day, so when it did this spike, it was probably stuck somewhere on the bottom of the scanner. But it did do that spike. So it is technically a second day runner. Just something to keep in mind. So let's set an alert for break above 335 to squeeze out all the shorts that short is starting it yesterday and this morning. And then before that, I am going to set an alert for break above 3 for an entry for a squeeze towards high of day. Note right now, VWAP is above 3. It's not giving us enough room for a safe trade. So if it were to break it now, I would wait for break above VWAP to enter. However, VWAP is descending and the stock keeps dropping. So by the time it does come up to break above 3, VWAP could potentially be below it. So that's really my entry. Another entry would be a bounce between 250 and 240, this big support from yesterday. That would be a good reversal trade for reversal traders. I'm not very interested. For short bias traders, the fact that it broke below this 280, that's a good enough short for a move towards 260. Break below 260, separate trade for a move towards 250 and 240, and then break below 240 is a clear short for a move towards 2. Also, short bias traders obviously can short rejections of resistances if that's more up their alley. If you do that, if you're a newer trader, it's okay, to do these lower resistances. If you're a new short bias trader, I would not short rejection of this level because it's right close to that squeeze area. If the trade reversed against you, you can get really squeezed out very badly. FRZA. This one has a very big wall here on 230, but then it tried breaking it a couple times and nothing really happened. I'm going to send an alert here for break above 235 to hopefully clean out all those rejection areas. We can also trade a bounce on 220. A lot of consolidation here between 215 and 220. 5-minute flag breaks, and then if it does break below VWAP, we could trade a bounce on 2 for a reversal trade. BHAT, nothing really to see here, no volume, nothing to chart. Same thing with VNet. I'm just gonna set an alert for break above 5 for another day. TISI, nothing really. And then this one, TFFP, there's really no volume on the day, unfortunately, but this is a gap down with a potential of dead cat bounce. So I sent an alert there for break above 2, which is probably the key dead cat bounce area. But also break above 180, even though we try to break it here this in the morning. This was only in the institutional trading session. So if it tries to break above that again, now that retail is in it, that could start the squeeze. Let's take a look at some of the stocks from yesterday. We have SOFI. Here, I'm going to send an alert for break above 590. This one is a higher float, so it has these levels on every 10 cents. But yeah, that would be a good setup, and then break above 6, obviously. ARAV, still very low volume, but we might as well set an alert for that squeeze level for another day. AFRM, Affirm, as you guys know, is just on scanner pretty much every day. This stock has very violent moves both ways. We have a couple traders in the chat room that trade this stock exclusively and have been doing this for months, both on the short and the long side, because it just provides a lot of opportunities. So for long bias traders, we can trade a break above 20. For short bias traders, rejections of this VWAP slash 1950. Since it was so destroyed yesterday, probably not very safe for shorts on a second day. But you have plenty of room to this squeeze area, so you can also you can do it with a tight stop. I'm gonna send an alert for break above 19.5 also, just so that I know when it breaks it, and depending on how far it dropped, that could also be our entry. I'm going to keep that one on watch list, because that one normally picks up volume around bell. GDS, nothing to see here, no volume really. TSP, I'm going to send an alert here for break above 340. Carvana, we have an alert there for break above 15.5, still valid. That's from yesterday. PACB, I'm going to send an alert there for break above that high of 19.15. And that's it. Let's take a look at View and Epics. Sure, big trades last week, just to see if they're approaching any squeeze levels anytime soon. I'm going to send an alert on Epics for break above 380. For View, let's look at the daily chart. We have an alert there for the break above this high. We have an alert there for break above this. What is this? It's consolidating around 135. I'm going to send an alert for break above 135 on View. And that's really it. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Big gap down. We can trade a break above 276 for TQQQ. For a move towards 277 and 277.85. Then break above 278 would be a separate TQQ trade. Also bounce on 274, between 274 and 274.20 as a valid TQQ trade. The problem with that is VWAP is above that and it's descending, so it's just a little riskier. For short bias traders, break below 274 is a clear SQQQ trade, and also rejection on either level. So rejection on 276. Also, that's a little riskier because VWAP is very close to it, so just less profit potential than rejection of 277 and rejection of 278. Okay, that is it, you guys. I will see you in the chat room.